Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to say thank you as usual to those who support our channel. The truth is, this channel is where it is because of your unwavering and great support, and I'm really humbled. I don't take it for granted. If you're watching for the first time, kindly subscribe and click the notification bell. Allow me to begin this analysis by reading a verse from the Bible, because I'm a Christian and I'm a strong believer in the Bible. I know there are Muslims who believe in the Quran, and of course all those who subscribe to different religions, they trust their holy books. In the Bible and in the book of Proverbs chapter 28 verse 1, it says that a righteous man is as brave as a lion, but a wicked man will always flee even when there is no one pursuing them. That is what is written in Proverbs. I have seen the movements of William Samoei Ruto. Our president is running away and no one is pursuing him. He is doing everything and anything to show the whole world that he is the president of Kenya. Our deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, is even worse. It is like they are still in a state of reverie. They have not accepted the fact that they are in power. They are still in a campaign mode. They still promise people what they want to do. The last time I checked, there is time for everything. That is also articulated in the book of Ecclesiastes, but I don't want to go there. There is time for campaigns, and there is time to implement what you gave or what you promised your countrymen. The latest move by the Kenya Kwanza team is one that is really ridiculous. They went and looked for the former president, Uncle Moody Awori, a very old granny who should be left to rest. And they picked him to come and try and justify why they are in power. I want us to look at this video, then talk about it, because William Ruto is now missing the point.
My son, he has always been like my son, found time to come and talk to me. We emphasized one point, that Kenya Kwanza won the elections on its manifesto, and the manifesto emphasized the interest of the ordinary mwananchi. And I'm delighted to see that that is where the direction is going. And the direction is going because we need unity. Side shows, we want to leave them. Elections are gone. Kenya Kwanza is in place. And let it follow its manifesto. Let us always root together. Let us always ensure that the Constitution is respected, and all will be well. I want to thank my son, Honorable Musalia, for finding time. I want to emphasize that he should continue to support His Excellency, the President, because he, the President, it doesn't matter what his age, he is now our father. He is the father of the nation. Let's support him. Thank you.
If you look at Uncle Moody carefully, our uncle is very strong, though very old, but very strong. He had taken a permanent sabbatical leave from Kenyan politics and is now resting at home. But Musalia Mudavadi paid him a courtesy call, something that is really very amazing to me. Sometimes we just need to go and give and visit some of these old politicians for pieces of advice, for blessings, just to seek their opinion in what is going on in the country. So Musalia Mudavadi went there and they talked about a number of things. Moody Awori reports there that Musalia Mudavadi is his son. That tells you the age gap. You can look at Mudavadi and his age, then you look at Moody Awori. If Moody Awori affords to call Mudavadi his son, then it tells you that he's really an old granny. But the sentiments of Moody Awori resonates with the sentiments of Kenya Kwanza. Because Moody Awori is saying that Kenya Kwanza is now in power and they should be left to implement their manifesto. He is also alluding to allegations that the reasons why Kenyans elected the Kenya Kwanza team is because of their manifesto, which he says was really resonating with the Kenyan needs. And is saying that all these altercations and instability is quite unnecessary, that William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua must be left to lead the country. You don't need rocket science to understand the motive of this meeting. You don't need any rocket science to understand why this is coming now. You really don't need to read much to understand why Musalia Mudavadi went to visit Uncle Moody Awori. Number one is the legitimacy issue. William Ruto and his administration is suffering legitimacy. This is why every now and then you will see William Ruto going for prayer rallies and he is ferrying people using school buses so that people can throng that rally to delude Kenyans and the international community that look here, people love me and they have come when I call for them. If you juxtapose that with what Raila is doing, Raila can wake up in the morning and say, Tukutane Uhuru Park. Let us meet at Uhuru Park, and within no minute, without anybody being paid, they will throng that rally, yearning to hear what Raila wants to tell them. And William Ruto has looked for the clergy. He has looked for the business community. He has looked for the ex-military. He has sourced for every unsolicited group to come and talk to Raila, to come and try and intimidate him. William Ruto has written a letter to the international community and the local diplomats, alleging that Raila wants to topple his government. And in his letter, it was really crafted that he wants to topple a legitimately elected government. In the Supreme Court case, they came up with allegations that Raila Amolo Odinga wanted to usurp powers. And they say that someone wanted to kill Chebukati because someone wanted to overturn the will of the people. That has been their narrative, and they continue with it. One good thing about the Kenya Kwanza team is that once they have crafted a narrative, they will run with it. From the MCA to the village boy to the tycoon to the president. You've seen them, the way they have decided that their defense will be a blame game on the previous regime. They can't pay their civil servants, it is Uhuru Kenyatta. The cost of living is high and they can't bring it down, it is Uhuru Kenyatta. And once they craft that narrative, they run away with it. So they want legitimacy. And they feel that Uncle Moody, being a former vice president, being a national leader, when he speaks, then at least he carries with him some credibility and authenticity, and people will feel that William Ruto won the elections. Little do they know that Kenyans are very wise. We were all here when people were campaigning, and we were all here when the elections were held. And the question that is now begging whether Uncle Moody Awori tells Kenyans to let William Ruto to work is just one question. Why can't William Ruto open this survey? It is always a very simple question. You know, there are people who are still very bewildered and confused as to who won the elections, including me. I don't know who won the elections. And I really long for the day that the server will be opened to know who won. The only fear I have is that someone fears opening this server, and already we hear talks about tampering with the server. So there is the question of the legitimacy issue. I wonder whether Moody Awori can really give them legitimacy that they yearn for. Number two, they're also looking for the lawyer votes. Musalia Mudavadi went for blessings, and he knows very well that when Uncle Moody speaks, then the lawyer nation will listen to him, and maybe some can now say, okay, kama mzee amesema, if the mzee is supporting Kenya Kwanza, if the mzee is supporting Musalia Mudavadi, then let's rally behind him. But it's not a walk in the park. It's not very easy. Legitimacy can only come from the server. It's not about who speaks. It's not about the clergy and the former politicians. No, it is about the server. Number two, it is about the demonstrations that are inevitable, because from what I see, Azimio is coming back with the mother of all demonstrations, and William Ruto knows very well that they are going to lose billions of shillings. Currently, William Ruto is really bedeviled by economic problems. They say they inherited a very bad economy. They are unable to pay their civil servants, and they say that the little that they pay, priority goes to paying loans that they took from the international loans from China and UK and all that. They got reprieve when Raila suspended the rallies, but they're just thumping and talking ill about Azimio, and people are coming back. People are going back to the streets, and they know it is really bad for them. It is bad news. So they bring out people like Uncle Moody to talk to the people and try to shun them from attending the rallies. But it's too bad for them because the train has left. There's nothing they can do, ladies and gentlemen. They have tried with the US Delaware Senator, Mr. Chris Coons, who came and held a meeting with Raila Odinga, but Raila told them, my eyes are on the ball. I want the server to be opened. And so the Kenya Kwanza team can only do themselves a favor. Let them open the server. Kenyans will approve their legitimacy once they open this server. Already things are crumbling. The Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Madam Amina, was saying she does not trust William Samoei Ruto. And the whole world is reading this report. Why can they trust William Samoei Ruto? Madam Amina is saying that William Ruto is ruthless and therefore cannot be trusted. If William Ruto wants to prove wrong such reports, let him open this server. In fact, it starts and ends with the server, period. Let no one come and start lecturing people about legitimacy. William Ruto won, he should build economy. We are okay with that. Let him open the server, and we will give him 100 years, not even 5 years. We'll give him 100 years, even a lifetime, if he wants to grow the economy. But you cannot grow an economy if you are an illegitimate president. Legitimacy lies with the server.